I believe that Dorit and PK are headed for divorce. I don't think that's made up. I go back and forth about Kyle and Morgan all the time. I won't believe that Kyle's really a lesbian unless she says it or she ends up with another woman.
Virtual reality. Heather McDonald from Juicy Scoop. I mean, I am so excited you're here in studio with me.
Oh, this is so fabulous. Thank you for having me.
I also just noticed the necklace. I love.
Thank you. This is from a Juicy Scoop jeweler. Made this, and I love it so much because it's like the same font and everything.
It really is so.
That way people know who I am.
Oh, everyone knows who you are, and everyone knows Juicy Scoop because you have the best interviews, the best stories, and everything on it. How has 2025 been treating you reality TV-wise? Has it been entertaining you?
Oh, well, I definitely think Real Housewives of Salt Lake City really brought it. I think that was the most entertaining show.
Heaven.
Like, it's just fun. All of them are like weird and funny in the best way. And I like to, do impressions, all of them. And I like how, Bronwyn, it was, you know what, it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. And, Todd and I are not all just about, coffee cups and costumes at the airport. We have sex anytime Todd wants to. And I don't understand why people are so critical of our relationship.
All the ladies are critical. The head nod is so good. I love.
And Lisa Barlow.
She makes me so happy.
And I agree with her. I agree that they have screwed her over so bad. Yeah. Because you know what? No, I'll tell you, you guys have screwed me over so badly because she brings all those girls on and then they're not loyal to her.
And also because I think they know that she's just so, all of them are so entertaining, but Lisa just gives me so much life with the things she says. I think some of the ladies are like, can you stop so I can talk type of thing? Yeah.
With the Whitney thing, though, I was for her. When she was on the phone and Lisa Barlow was just like, hi, I need a cybersecurity guy here. I'm going the distance on this. I'm being accused of something I didn't do. Shut up, Whitney. All I'm saying is that I don't do things from Alibaba. It's a curated zodiac sign necklaces.
What are your thoughts on Alibaba? Because that was confusing me so much. I'm like, what is happening? But that's what I love about Salt Lake City. There's 9,000 things going on at once. I forgot about Alibaba almost.
Well, also my husband was looking at me. He was like, looking at me funny. He goes, "What's Alibaba?" I had gotten an Alibaba app after that because I was like, "What is this?" I always think those leaking, like the history of housewives being accused of selling stories or leaking stories. I feel like there's no way to convict someone of that crime because there's so many other people around. And the fans are usually the ones that spot something and then DM somebody else who then DMs the housewife. And it's like, I don't think it was Lisa Barlow who discovered it and put it out there. Did somebody send it to her or something? Maybe. I don't know. But it's not her fault.
Yeah.
It's
I know. I'm like, Lisa Barlow's not Googling Whitney Rose. She's Googling Lisa Barlow.
Right.
And that's correct. If I was Lisa Barlow, I'd also be doing that.
And I kind of was like, why did she even bring it up?
I know. That was a weird,
It's like Blake Lively. Like, if you would have just let this lie, everyone forgot that you were a bitch 2 months ago. We all forgot. We heard about it. We saw a couple videos. We're like, oh, she's kind of a bitch. She's kind of her character. And then she chose to do the lawsuit. And now there's and Justin pulled a Lisa Barlow and was like, I'm going the distance on this one. No way did I do this.
Not Justin Baldoni being the Lisa Barlow of it.
He is. He's a Lisa Barlow of it. And I'm like, it's true. Like, if you would have just shut up, it was a little small story that nobody, unless it's like people like us are into it.
It's something that would pass in a week.
Yeah, so by her bringing that up to defend it, but sometimes you get so sucked into the online chat, or you think it's a bigger thing than it is.
And then you always wonder, I'm like, is Ryan telling? I'm like, because it's hard when I think it's two celebrities in the couple that are like, is he like, oh, do this, because they both are too in tune with being a celebrity versus if she had maybe someone who was just a normal guy being like, can we just be rich?
Did you see the latest video of her?
No.
The latest one was an interview that was taken from 2022 that Blake Lively is saying. She goes, you don't really get what you think you're going to get with me. When you hire me as an actor, you think I'm going to be an actor, but I'm not. Right. I have to put myself and get myself involved in every aspect of that production and get ready. She literally told on herself 2 years ago.
Oh, no. Because I knew things were happening lately because then Colleen Hoover's deleting all of her posts with all of them and everything like that. Which
she's still following Blake, but she removed any posts about It Ends With Us.
Okay. Did you see the movie?
I did.
Isn't it so funny that this is a movie that we're still talking about?
I thought about 2 weeks before the lawsuit, like right when it became available, like on Netflix or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so weird. I remember watching the rooftop scene. I'm like, why is she laughing all the time? Like, he'd be like, I'm a neurosurgeon. I thought you were a crypto bro. I'm like, okay, Ryan Reynolds. And she admitted to that he like wrote that whole thing, which is like a violation of the Writers Guild, because they're like, we didn't pay him to be a writer on this. I mean, it was just a disaster. And then the weird clothes.
Oh my God, I know. I was like, can the clothing person get sued? I'm like, how was these the choices everyone was doing?
Yeah, well, she didn't want to work with the clothing person because, again, she was, I think,
that was her control.
Thinking like, oh, I want to make this character really different from myself. Because, basically she is the character in A Simple Favor, which I actually really like.
Love that movie. I'm excited for the sequel.
She's such an uncomfortable bitch, but I think that's who she kind of is, so she plays it so well. When she goes to like Anna Kendrick, did you just take a photo of me?
She would keep me on. I feel like I would be very scared to be around Blake.
Oh my God! Like I'd pee in my pants. I'd be like,
where do you predict this? Because I mean, Juicy Scoop. You've been covering so many like celebrity legal cases. Do you have a prediction for where It Ends With Us drama ends?
From what I heard, I don't think there's going to be even a choice of settlement at this point.
Oh, because
so I think we do have to wait until March of 2026. And watch this trial. Now, none of us want to report on it for another year and a half.
No.
I think it's all out there. I think we've seen every interview. I think we've seen all of his receipts. He is like a crying, like feminist, man bun wearing dude who doesn't seem like he's like that fun. But I do believe he's a nice person. And I do believe they mistook his kindness for weakness.
Ooh.
And I do think that Ryan Reynolds is a bully who then was jealous of him and his looks. And I think that she was enjoying the flirting just like any woman who's been married 10 years that has 4 kids and is in her late 30s and a new hot coworker is flirting with her. I don't think she set out to possibly have an affair with him, but I think she enjoyed the flirting. I think Ryan had access to her texts. She probably doesn't even know that. A lot of people don't realize that when you have an iPad, a kid that's iPad age, you can go to your kid's iPad and like read your spouse's text.
So you think Ryan saw the text that way?
Yeah,
and
I do.
A little heated.
Yeah, that's just my philosophy.
Wait, but that could, and then so you think it's like Blake playing a little catch up?
Yeah, and then he went into the trailer and was like, what the heck is going on? And she was like, oh my God, he's the one who's creeping me out. He's the one that's doing all this. And he's like, screw that guy. And then he goes and writes the nice pool part, making fun of him. And she's making fun of him too, because she wrote, in her like, thank you everyone, she thanked Gordon Reynolds. And Gordon Reynolds is the part that was fake played by Ryan Reynolds, who was playing nice pool. So they did all this. And then after that, she was like, I was sexually assaulted or harassed or whatever. Oh. And I think it was all just to stick it to him, get the rights to the second book. So that they
could have it all on their own.
And also just like, screw this guy. Like, I just think he really thought he would just crawl under a rock and go away. And he was like, no, I'm getting, Johnny Depp's team. And no way, because I really don't think, at first, sure, I read the complaint like everybody else in the New York Times. And I was like, yeah, I think maybe he did hire bots, or his team did, to make her look bad. I was like, this is a compelling case. I remember seeing all this stuff pop up.
And that's something people do, you know?
I understand how that works. But then once he's then shared everything, it's just kind of undeniable what they did.
Do you? Because I mean, since you are here from LA, you're a Hollywood girl. Ryan Reynolds, I feel he operates at such like a Smiley Aviation gin vibe, but like, was this surprising to you that this could be what people are alleging how he operates?
Well, I heard from a hairdresser that worked on two guys.
They know everything, so I'm excited for what you're going to say. Okay.
2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place. So this was a very long time ago. This was like his first gig. And she said that he had his person with him and was like, I don't want her doing my hair. She's not one of the pretty ones, or I don't want her looking at me or something like that. Now it's it's a removed story.
Yeah.
And he could have been joking.
That's true.
And it
he loves to joke.
He could have been like, don't look me in the eye, like joking, because stars do that. But I think he got into this like shtick. And sometimes guys and girls that think that they're like funnier than they are.
It's so painful.
It's so painful. She's definitely one of them. And they think they're like the funny, like jabbing couple, like on tweets and stuff. And now that we've seen it all, it's like we have the ick. But I believe that everyone can come back.
Yeah.
I mean, even Armie Hammer's coming back. So it's like everyone can come back, but the key is going away. You have to just go away.
And also
what about the fake paparazzi? Did you see the fake paparazzi for Ryan Reynolds? That was my favorite moment of this series. That was my favorite moment.
I am so happy fake paparazzi photos are coming back because they give me such life.
Yeah, for people that don't know, he walked out and there were all these people with these photos of him taped on cardboard, so it made it easy to sign. They all used the same blue masking tape.
Went to the same Staples, yeah.
They all had the same pen. Nobody was asking him about Justin Baldoni or anything like that. And they're like, hey, and he's like, being all nice. And it was like, who thought of that? I feel like they must have thought about it because anybody around them would have been like, I don't think this is a good idea. But maybe not. Maybe they just have bad people around them.
Do you think all of that noise is why they didn't go to the Super Bowl with Taylor, or was she just not going to come anyway?
I think Taylor is like, how the heck did I get... This is
my text out here?
This is what I think. I think people are all clout chasers, no matter how big of a star you are. And for Taylor to be friends with Blake Lively, who she probably watched on Gossip Girl and everything, it was a cool new friend. And I believe that they formed a real friendship. And then all of a sudden she's like, come over. And she comes over and is like, oh, hey, Justin, whatever, he leaves. And I don't think she helped with that scene, but was it maybe cool for a singer to be like, have access to a script and be like, this is so cool to see this, I know how I write a song, but this is really cool. And then she took that and was like, I'm Khaleesi, I have 2 dragons. In a threatening way, like these people, are huge players.
Yeah.
And I think, I think Taylor's like, no, I'm never going to mess with Blake again.
No, yeah.
The friendship's over. That's my prediction. The friendship's over. She's moved on.
Yeah, Taylor.
Do you think she's getting the ick from
you know what?
Travis with that outfit?
The outfits have never, his outfits ebb and flow. I don't think she got the ick from him losing because I feel they both had a year because she didn't win anything at the Grammys and now he didn't win. They can have their little quiet year now. I'm curious to see how the quiet year goes for them and if it actually will be quiet.
Well, my prediction is if they are not engaged or pregnant or married by April.
Oh,
then
it's done. I guess because they have been dating for a minute.
Album.
They want. I love a new Taylor album. So either way, I'll take one. But
if you're Travis, and I do believe like it's a real relationship, they're in love. But guys, start to go, well, maybe I don't want to spend the rest of my life with this girl.
They have different levels to love.
Yes. And so if you're Travis, though, are you going to do it in a way that a lot of guys do this, okay?
Oh, gosh.
They don't want to break up with you because they're smart enough to know that then they'd be the bad guy, especially when they're with a high-profile person, whether it's a stand-up comedian that's going to talk about you on stage or it's, someone who's going to write a song about it. So they start to change so that the girl breaks up with them. Because if Travis breaks up with her, he's like, he'll still have his podcast and all his stuff, but it will be so awful. So
her fans will turn on him,
too.
She
has to.
Oh, so he's going to start taking out the trash last.
She has to break up with him.
Leave the underwear on the ground. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's got to start like being like, what, babe? And like being a little distracted. He's got to be like a little annoyed.
Okay, so
and then
April
she'll be like, what's going on? Like, I just don't know that we're this. Maybe we're not the same.
You're so right, though. That is such a thing people do.
Yeah.
So then it's like, I'm taking care of myself. I'm being independent. And they're like, okay, please go be independent. Because I've been independent in my mind for months.
Yeah.
Speaking of independent, we have to get back to a little Beverly Hills.
Yes.
With Dorit and Kyle, do you want, I want 2 things for you. Do you think Dorit should get back with PK? And do you think Dorit should get back with Kyle?
There's so much thought about Beverly Hills and what's real and what's not. Okay. And the fans are talking.
The fans are talking.
The fans are talking, and now they Bose is the fan favorite. However, I have never believed that her storyline of wanting to have another baby with a guy that she doesn't even say I love you to.
That
47, after you already have like issue with fibroids and whatnot, you already have almost a grown daughter. I don't believe it. I'm not saying that this guy isn't someone that she's like sleeping with, but I don't believe that she was actually realistically going down that road. Okay, it's that I don't believe, though she is enjoyable to watch and I want her to stay. Definitely, I believe that Dorit and PK are headed for divorce. I don't think that's made up. And I go back and forth about Kyle and Morgan all the time.
I know. Well, because it was like, because of course, I was like, there were moments where like, I'm like, I think they were just friends. I think they're not. Like, it's just hard. And I feel like Kyle's just in a very much like, she doesn't know what's going on in her life right now, which is a very like vulnerable and open thing which is a complicated place to be in when you are a public figure on a reality show, because people are like, give us an answer. She's like, I would love an answer.
But also I think Morgan used it all too to make herself famous, but now she's like, I don't want
that type of...
I don't want to be known as the country tattooed lesbian that Housewife fans love. Like, I have a whole nother fan base. I don't want to be known
because also I don't know if they're streaming that music.
Yeah, I don't want to be known as the one that made Kyle a late-in-life lesbian. I am a singer in my own right. So if that was the case, or if they were just friends and played and both got something out of it as far as like publicity or whatnot, I don't know. Like, I won't believe that Kyle's really a lesbian unless she says it or she ends up with another woman. Otherwise, I think they might just be friends. I think they could just be really, they're friends. They met on DM. That is not weird for famous people to meet.
And also, I think it was someone...
And also, she DM'd Kesha.
That's exactly, like Kyle's just...
She's sliding into everybody's
Kyle's doing
DMs.
what I would do if I was a Housewives. I would DM every person whose music I like to hang out with, especially if you're getting a divorce and you're like, I guess not really liking all your other friends.
Yes.
You're like, can I hang out with you?
I want some new friends.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
I'm
almost
famous,
like
you're friend.
how
Famous, let's be friends.
Dorit likes Bose because she doesn't know any of the history with her and PK. So Bose is always like, oh, screw that guy. Versus the other guy's like, oh, well, you know, there's this and this and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Dorit
but I love Erica Jane.
I just saw her in Chicago.
Oh, how
was it? She was fun.
Oh, I'm sure.
She honestly was, I'm like, the role is, it's so much on the nose sometimes with it, but she had the crowd going wild and was hitting all the marks, fun dancing, and like, you could tell the cast loved doing the show with her, which was very cool to say, yes.
Yes, and so I'm happy because that all got cut short because of COVID and everything. And no, it's really cool to see the woman that she became because she got out of a weird relationship. Like, I think she was in a marriage of a transactional marriage, a marriage like that was an understanding. Like, you can take this money and go make your music with your gay besties. You know,
dream marriage also.
Yeah, like she's like, I don't want to sleep with you anyway. Who cares? And but now I feel like she gives really good advice. And she's never like mean or manipulative. Like, there's certain housewives that you can see that they're calculating and mean, and then there's other ones that are just there and they have like some fun lines and stuff, but they're never like out to see someone suffer. And I feel like we know that she's not mean.
Yeah, she's not like, cause I never imagine her up at night like, what am I gonna say to Sutton tomorrow that's gonna get her?
No.
She's just a funny girl, it seems, and we'll just say something that is like, oh, that accidentally rips onto corner. She's like, I didn't really mean it, I was just saying.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
All right, are you still craving a little more tea? Evan, tell them where to go.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Page 6 YouTube to check out all of our exclusive virtual reality interviews and more.